Hey, history lovers. Welcome to Juicy Truth. From the ancient Egyptians to the Incas of South America, people have been decorating their dead with art, jewelry, and other adornments for thousands of years. Today, we're going to take a closer look at 5 such remains that have been decorated in unique and often beautiful ways. But before we get started, make sure to knock the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Let's dive in. Number 5. Vladimir Lenin. In the first entry on our list, we have the enigmatic communist dictator. Say hello to Vladimir Lenin, the mummified corpse who has been ruling Moscow since 1924. The body of the former Soviet leader has been preserved in a glass coffin in Moscow's Red Square since he died in 1924. It has become a symbol of the Soviet Union's strength and continuity, and a popular tourist attraction. But Lenin's corpse isn't just any old mummy. It's been lovingly preserved and decorated by the Soviets to ensure his eternal presence in the Russian capital. His body is dressed in a suit, glasses, and hat, and he even gets a ceremonial makeover every 18 months. So, if you are wondering how fancy death can be, get some tips from Mr. Lenin. The body has had its fair share of controversy too. There have been numerous attempts to steal the body, and a few years ago it was even subjected to a genetic test to prove it is actually Lenin. Despite the occasional controversy, Lenin's mummified remains continue to draw visitors from around the world to Moscow. So if you're looking for a unique tourist experience, why not pay a visit to the eternal ruler of Red Square? You're sure to be in for a creepy ride. Number 4. The Jericho Skull. Moving on to the next. Number 4 on our list is the Skull of Jericho. It's the oldest human skull in the world, and it's causing a stir. The Jericho Skull, named after the town in which it was discovered, is estimated to be over 600,000 years old, and it's turning the world of archaeology on its head. The Jericho Skull was found in the remains of an ancient settlement in the Palestinian town of Jericho and is the oldest human skull ever discovered. The Jericho Skull is also unique in that it has a distinctively modern look, with a rounder skull and longer face than other ancient skulls. This has led some to speculate that the Jericho Skull may have been a transitional form between Neanderthals and modern humans. Despite its age and importance, the Jericho Skull isn't exactly the most glamorous artifact. In fact, it's rather plain and unassuming, making it an unlikely star of the archaeological world. But don't let its appearance fool you. Behind its blank expressions lies a mystery to the ancient world. Number 3. Monk encapsulated in a statue. Have you heard of the mysterious Chinese monk mummy? He is an ancient monk who has been mummified in a seated posture and stored in a statue at a Buddhist temple in China. The story of the Chinese monk mummy is shrouded in mystery, but it is believed that he was a monk who lived in the 9th century CE. He was mummified in a seated posture and placed in a wooden statue at a temple. The statue has remained intact over the centuries and is still visited by tourists today. The mummy is believed to have been a monk who was devoted to meditation, and it is said that he had achieved enlightenment. Some believe that he was a self-mummified monk, while others believe that he was mummified by his followers after his death. Whatever the truth is, the Chinese monk mummy has become an object of fascination for many people. The Chinese monk mummy is a fascinating example of the way we humans have preserved our dead ones in amazingly creative ways. Number 2. Setluk Ossuary. Moving on to number 2 of our list, we have the Church of Bones. If you're looking for a unique way to get your kicks this summer, why not head over to the Setluk Ossuary in the Czech Republic? This bone church is a fascinating and morbidly funny attraction that will have you in stitches. The Setluk Ossuary is a chapel that is decorated with the bones of approximately 70,000 people. It all began in 1278 when the abbot of the Setluk Cistercian monastery was sent on a pilgrimage to the Holy Land. When he returned, he brought back a handful of soil from Golgotha, which he spread over the abbey cemetery. Word of this holy soil spread, and the cemetery soon became a preferred burial site for people from all over Europe. Over time, the cemetery became overcrowded, and in 1511, the bones were exhumed and arranged into the now famous decorations. The ossuary contains several unique decorations, including a giant chandelier made entirely of bones and skulls, a coat of arms composed of bones, and a large chalice and cross made of bones. Number 1. Pharaoh Tutankhamun. Last but not the least, we have the one and only Pharaoh Tutankhamun. Pharaoh Tutankhamun, the boy king whose name is synonymous with ancient Egypt and its magnificent artifacts. Tutankhamun's sarcophagus is one of the most iconic and impressive artifacts of the ancient world, and it has been painstakingly decorated with exquisite hieroglyphs, carvings, and gold leaf. But what makes this sarcophagus so special? Why is it so famous? Let's take a closer look. The sarcophagus itself is made of solid gold and is intricately decorated with hieroglyphs and carvings depicting the life and times of Tutankhamun. The hieroglyphs tell a story of the great pharaoh and his battles, his victories, and his legacy. The carvings show Tutankhamun in all his splendor, from his golden chariot to his royal crown. This sarcophagus is truly a masterpiece of ancient art. But that's not all. The sarcophagus is also home to a mummy. Yes, inside the sarcophagus lies the mummified remains of Pharaoh Tutankhamun himself. His mummy is wrapped in linen and placed amongst a wealth of golden artifacts and treasures. It is truly an amazing piece of work done by the ancient Egyptians. Hope you have found our top 5 list intriguing and have gained some knowledge from it. Do share your thoughts below on our today's list. See you again in our next video.